Hey everyone, Warwick's here. We're back with another Reaction Sunday. It's September now, so we are officially starting Voice Play Month. Now, I've done a couple of voice play videos already on the channel with Running Up That Hill and I Can't Make You Love Me. So if you're interested in kind of seeing what I've done with voice play before, you can get a couple of those videos already out of the way for you. This month, we're going to be looking at 4 videos that I absolutely love and adore from them. So no first time reactions from them this time because I've already done a couple in the past, but I really wanted to kind of take a look at some of my favorite voice play videos and kind of break them down, go over them, have fun with them. In this case, obviously, as you can see from the title, we're going to be starting with the Halo theme featuring original founding member Scott Porter. This was done in tribute to a member or contributor or collaborator of theirs that had passed away. And then they did this because they played a ton of Halo, just like almost anybody probably in their mid 30s or their 30s and above did when they were children, playing a ton of Halo back in the early 2000s when it was initially released. So, uh, really looking forward to this. I'm a huge Halo fan. Going to be doing probably some Halo Infinite with my brother on stream as soon as co-op campaign is released, so that we can kind of go through that together and see what it looks like. But for this video, we're just going to kind of dive in and break it down, have fun. So very little in the way of lyrics of this, of course, because it's a video game orchestra theme. So it's very different for kind of what you see out of, generally speaking, most acapella. So these guys did a really fun take on it, and you know me, I love some bass and some vocal percussion, and Jeff and Lane do some ridiculous things in this video. So really looking forward to kind of getting in and breaking it down. For those of you that are new to the channel, appreciate you very much for joining. Those of you that are active in my reaction videos, welcome back. For those of you not aware of who I am, I'm just a guy that loves music. I consider myself kind of like an intermediate. I'm getting better, a little bit better at doing notes, identifying notes. Still not great at doing technique, but learning a little bit there. But really pick up well on harmonies and melodies. So if you're looking for like the hardcore technique type breakdown, then I definitely recommend other reactors that are absolutely fantastic. Charismatic Voice, who just hit 1 million subscribers on her channel. So definitely go check out her. Peter Barber, Mortius. There's a few others I'm sure that are out there. Maggie Renee, that do like really good technical breakdowns and do much better in the ways of like note identification. I just try to be entertaining and pick out details that I hope others don't recognize. So without further ado, this is going to be the Halo cover, Halo theme acapella by VoicePlay. Just a quick just a quick reminder, going to be pausing throughout this video, so be ready for that. This is not a first time reaction. I have listened to the Halo theme VoicePlay cover umpteen billion times. So here we go. And of course, we start off with the iconic low bass that was in the Halo theme. Jeff is now doing it here. Not the lowest that he's going to get in this video. And then, of course, we start with Caesar and Scott. And Lane joining in. So one little thing, I don't know, let me make sure I'm hearing this right. I don't know if it's just my ears playing tricks on me or not, but one thing that I think I just noticed, because you know, obviously I'm listening much more in depth than I am when I'm normally just enjoying this one. Um, as they shifted through the 4 people, did their like part come a little bit more forward in the ears, or is that just my mind playing tricks on me? If they did that through like post-production engineering and mixing work, that is ridiculously complex. But if not, my brain, you are way too smart and impress me still. Get out of my head. Stay in there. All right, so nothing really complex or interesting, you know, that is very like divergent from the original theme here. Just starts off with the more Gregorian chorus in the original, but of course these are 5 people, not like 20 that you can do to make ridiculously interesting harmonies. Um, but very true to the original here, which I think is a great start. Sorry about your face, Scott. So Really like that they took that, and now here's where they start to get uh, interesting with it. So if you watch my home free videos, you see that I talked a lot about like Adam and how he uses like his whole like neck up basically to do his vocal percussion. You can see Lane doing it here too, really trying to open up his throat and open up his jaw to get that very specific snare sound that the Halo theme has, and accomplishing it here very, very well. Like, take a look at Lane here. The other thing he's having to do is in between kind of opening his jaw a little bit, he's really having to tighten the lips to get that heavy kick that also is synonymous with the Halo theme, or is very prominent in the Halo theme. So really, really good job by Lane. I'm sure this is probably just rudimentary stuff for him, but he gets it out with a lot of really nice clarity, and I appreciate that. If someone knows, is Scott a natural baritone that just has really good high range? Or is he like more like a, not a tenor, but more like an alto, kind of in that range? I don't know which one's higher now that I think about it. But he seems to be a little bit like his natural range seems to be below Ellie and Caesar. So, interesting. But you're seeing already the nice harmonies between the three higher level guys and how they're just kind of mixing and blending them very, very well. Like, this is all there really is to say about that section. Also, Lane, I like your face here. I just had to vibe out for a sec for that. So a lot of Daz kind of using almost scat language to make the melody go through. Of course, the melody played on instruments, so it sounds much, much different on instruments than it does to the human voice. But just really, really cool way of using. Let's go back to about right here. So what I really like about this kind of section in the main kind of harmony melody section that like most people associate with the Halo theme, and associate with Halo period, is just, you know, they use kind of the scat Daz because it's kind of the closest thing they can do. What I really like is the visuals. So let's kind of watch it again and just pay attention, not so much to what they're doing vocally, but what they're doing like editing wise. Whoever video edited this did a fantastic job. Like just that right there with the sliding and changing of the faces, and then the kind of the flicker glow type situation that they're doing there right at the end before we get into this section. Just really, really slick editing that I just really, really enjoy. And just right there, just kind of bringing almost every member except Ellie forward. At least I think it was almost every member except Ellie. Let's look. Yeah, every member except Ellie. Kind of bringing them forward, kind of giving them a little chance to be front and center in your mind. But again, editing-wise, like visually, this video seems very simple. It's 4 guys against a black background, but like the video editing that's being done here is an insane level of work, and I just really wanted to highlight it because vocally, I mean, it's the Halo theme. Like, with the exception of something that we'll talk about in a little bit, they stay very, very true to it, and I think that's done out of a level of respect and love, and you know, with really thinking with their fallen comrade in mind when they're doing that. Caesar, Lane, So that tells me that Ellie got really in the head voice there, I think, if I'm kind of figuring it out correctly. Um, really, really high, like the classic Ellie note that we all know and love if you're a big voice play fan. So just insane range. I'm so jealous of hearing it. Like, I'm not a. My leanings, of course, are to lower notes and to vocal percussion because, I mean, you hear me, I have a lower voice. My normal singing is baritone, bass level ish, when it doesn't sound like complete shit. And so being able to hear someone go like that high and make it sound like very, very clear and obviously not straining with it, like I'm always just impressed by it, even though it's not like the first thing I try to pick out. But I just love Ellie's ability to get these insane, you know, you know, fours and fives in terms of the octave numbers, and it's just like crazy, crazy stuff. And I always just have a, like I said, big respect for it. All right, first breakdown. So again, visually, very, very, very cool stuff going on here, with the bell tones. You know, something that you would hear in from like the bass gang Marwan. So getting that, and we see some of the editing. This video came out before Centuries, and I think Marwan was inspired by the fact that when they do the bell tones, it's these quick flashes of each person. Like, watch it here. Go back a little far, but we'll listen to it here. So really, really, again, cool editing there with the bell tone and like the quick flashes of everyone that's there. Of course, whoever has the Nikes, shout outs. Stomp in the green, of course, green, known for the Master Chief's armor color. So just a very cool thing. And then they're going to get into what I think is the most interesting section, one of the more interesting sections of this video. Okay, not yet. So Caesar doing kind of like the, I don't know the linguistic technique that's dubbed. There is like a language technique that's being used there when you do words that are not native to any tongue. I think the official terminology is conlang, constructed languages. You see it in the Dragonborn video, which we're not going to cover this month, but I definitely recommend go checking it out. Of course, Skyrim, built around the dragon tongue, which is a constructed language. Doing the same here with this little section that Caesar pulls off very, very well. Very clear, of course, as always, as you would expect from Caesar. But just makes it sound like very, again, true to form to the original Halo theme. So just really appreciate him for that. All right, we're going to pause right there because this is my favorite part coming up. So again, you see the bell tone dubbing. I also like when they zoomed forward on certain people. Of course, you have Jeff with the doom, 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 and then Lane, Ellie at the start there, and Lane with his little breakdown going into the end part of this little section before we get into my favorite part of the theme itself. Again, visually just very, very cool. Adds like, it makes you, like, if you're someone that doesn't know, like, you're not very musically inclined, like you enjoy listening but you don't understand almost anything about music other than, you know, it makes you like feel things, then this is a really good way for like someone that's more of a beginner or a novice to understand visually what they're supposed to be hearing, or like what they're hearing represents. Marwan did a very, very good job of this in Moment of Silence, which I did a reaction on. You can go check that out. But, you know, where you always kind of understand what's being done based off of the body language of Marwan and Casper in that song. Voiceplay did the same here before Marwan and them did it, of course, because this video is older, where the kind of flashing of each person doing the different bell tones is kind of a way to indicate to someone that's a novice that, like, these guys are all doing different notes, different tones, and like that's the thing that really should be drawing the focus, is the bell tone thing. So just really, really cool stuff. And I like that they do some of that. Voice play known for their high level of creativity, and generally speaking, you have to be someone that's very into their catalog, or be someone that has a decent level of knowledge of music theory, of visual and video editing theory and concepts and practices, in order to like truly understand just the level of detail that goes into voice play videos. Little things like this help them become more than just like the insiders a cappella group in a way. Not that they weren't, because I mean they get millions and millions of views, but it's just a really good way for someone that's like just discovering them, say this is the very first thing they ever discover with, they know very little about music. This is their way of being able to get into it and understand exactly what's going on and why. So just really wanted to show that. Now I'm going to let this whole section play through, because this is just my favorite part of this whole section. And then we'll go back and talk about it. We're going to vibe for a second.
Red team. Blue team. Green team.
Oh, God, I love that section. So, so good. And so much going on there, too. Like, they do some things here that are just kind of insane. I'm trying to remember where it starts. Let's see. All right here. We'll do a minute 45. So a minute 45 to about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So the next 45 seconds worth of video are probably among my favorite 45 seconds of Voice Play's catalog. They take a theme that is considered epic orchestral by its original nature and turn it into like dubstep. I'm not a big dubstep fan. I love EDM, but dubstep's not my thing. And they kind of turned it into like a trap dubstep mixture here, and it really works. And a lot of really, really cool things visually going on here too, and some fun little things in the middle of it. And so we're gonna kind of go back through, we'll pause a lot here, and we're gonna talk about it real quick. All right, so right there, just the coordination with the head turning, going left and right. Very, very cool things. All 5 of them in the first time, the 3 tenors the second time, and some of the video editing with the flashing of different characters, giving lane, kind of hitting on some different percussion stuff right here. Listen to this. Right there. Just cool. I really like it. Just taking the song and giving it a very, very different feel. The one thing about the Halo soundtrack in general, if you just sit down and listen to it and don't try to pick it apart too much, you do notice that the main theme in particular doesn't really have something that separates it. It's, it's designed to be played on repeat a ton, depending on the level that you're in and stuff like that, depending on how long it takes you to get through certain sections. So like video game music inherently has to be written in a very specific manner that allows it to play for a long time in some cases without actually becoming like grating to your ears. That's why Mario music is always so catchy. There's whole theory videos out there on why that is. But what they did here for this cover is that they decided to take a section that would, it's kind of compared to everything else that came before it, it's kind of mediocre. And they decided to take, that's just my opinion on the original Halo theme, but they decided here, VoicePlay decided to take it and like turn it up on its head a little bit and do something very different with it, which I really, really like. And they do visually and, of course, vocally, doing some excellent work here to make that happen.
Red team. Blue team.
If you're a Halo fan, you know all of that. What all of that means. The only thing they were missing was killing spree. The original Halo voiceover guy. I don't remember all of it. It's been a long time since I played Halo multiplayer. But just fun. I really like that. Of course, the visual editing here with the plasma grenade, which does stick to characters inside the video game. So if you're not familiar with video games and what that ball represents, that represents what's called a plasma grenade, which sticks to enemies when you throw it. And then, of course, Scott Porter visually blows up. And even this little thing right here with the confetti looking thing is also a little bit of an Easter egg for those of us that are big Halo fans, and that there is like a hidden unlock inside the game where you can, when you destroy enemies, instead of them bleeding everywhere, they can explode in confetti. So just a really cool little nugget to those of us that are big Halo fans and really enjoy that type of stuff. Just really appreciate it. And then they come right back in your face coming off of that with Scott right here in the beginning, coming very far forward and hitting it. Ooh, Jeff. I had never noticed this before. I thought this was someone else doing the and then dropping down. This isn't that again. Jeff. And of course, the video of them morphing into each other, always cool. Very, very nice. I never noticed that Jeff was the one doing all of that. That's really, really cool. Now I'm not going to be able to unsee it when I listen to this video and watch this video again, probably tomorrow. And then build up, and then they drop out. This is something that I know Mortius talks about a lot on his channel. It's his favorite arrangement technique, where basically you maximize the ability to use silence. And it's something that I do appreciate. It's not always my thing. I'm a big call and response or question and answer. That's my thing that I love the most. It's my favorite music technique. But what it does here is it allows you to quickly take a breath, and it allows the arrangement to shift gears in a way that's elegant without being off-putting. So I'm gonna get into it now, and we're gonna listen to what was at the time the lowest recorded subharmonic in a professional setting, matched by Marwan Amin with Emperor's New Clothes. I'm sure some others have done it out there as well, but let's listen to this fat B0 from Jeff. Oh, chills. Sorry. So the end of the video is just really cool. They bring it back down into the calm quiet that you start the song off in, which is exactly what the original theme does. I really, really love visually the ending where they kind of fade each character out until Scott's the last one left, the collaborator in this case. So you highlight him at the end. Just excellent stuff. I'm not going to play the tribute at the end. I definitely recommend you go watch the original and give it the full view. Just one of my favorite voice play covers. I'm a big fan of Running Up That Hill, of course. A couple of other videos that we're going to do here. I may already mention the Dragonborn Comes, which we're not going to cover. But we're going to hit up some other ones that I really do enjoy. This one is right up there with all of them in terms of just how much I really enjoy it, how much I can just listen to it over and over again. And I'm a guy that can listen to the Halo soundtrack for hours if needed be. It is just so good. And Marty O'Donnell, uh, the original composer, just crafted a masterpiece of music, not even a video game music, but I think of just music in general. And Voice Play did it very beautiful justice. Now, as a little extra nugget here at the end before we wrap up, if you are interested in actually hearing what Marty O'Donnell thinks of this cover, he was on with the charismatic voice on her video. So go check that out. I'll see if I'll link it into the description or put it in the pinned comment. But I definitely recommend that because Marty O'Donnell, very, very interesting human being to listen talk to about music. So just very, very cool video. So I'll definitely recommend you go check out her review of this that she did. I guess it's been over a year now, or about a year now, because this video is older compared to a lot of the other stuff I'm doing. But very rare that you get to hear from the original composers themselves about what they think about someone covering their music. Now, Marty has been around the block dozens of times. He's probably heard umpteen billion covers of the Halo theme at this point. But you know, when you make one of the most iconic pieces of music in video game history for sure, but I would argue even in pop culture history in general, you're gonna get that. But just really cool to hear his insight on that and kind of get some behind the scenes of like how he came about writing certain melodies and things like that. So I definitely go recommend checking that out. But overall, like, I love this video. I can't even say anymore. I know this probably it's not the most interesting of my breakdowns, but you know, it's really hard for me to break something down when it's just straight up fantastic on all fronts. But you know, here I am 27 minutes in saying that I didn't really break anything down. But anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. Just a little bit of a sneak peek ahead. So probably next week I'll probably do I haven't decided between Enemy, when they did League of Legends Arcane theme from Imagine Dragons originally, or We Don't Talk About Bruno. I'll probably do one of those two. That said, Bobby Bass just released a Hoist the Colors video with a bunch of bass singers from TikTok, so I'll be recording that and getting that up sometime this week. And the Bass Gang is going to be back with Bones. So a new song from them that I'm very interested in hearing about. I know nothing about this song. I'm probably going to Google it and find out who originally did it. So I'm actually going to be doing quite a few different acapella videos this week, try to get those out. I'm unfortunately no longer employed at this time, so I have a little bit more time to make these videos, so I'm going to take advantage of it while I am looking for employment again. So be on the lookout for that. For those of you that are also interested in my World of Warcraft videos, I've got some stuff coming out this week as well on that. So it's going to be a pretty filled week of videos, a very busy week on my channel. So until the next video, I hope you're all staying safe, enjoying your fantastic music, having a good time, and I'll see you all in the next video.